Hello, my name is Ninjam and this is my Mabinogi tutorial series. In this series I will be showing you various tips and tricks and how-tos on how to play the game Mabinogi and basically get ahead of the curve. The first thing you will see upon creating a character is the character server selection. There are 4 servers in the game. Alexandria was added last, but it is not really new. It was added a few years ago at the very least, and has been marked new for quite a while. I'm going to choose the Rari server, which has the lowest population, because that is a server that I joined a long time ago, and that's where everyone I know is on. For a name, it seems that I've already chosen Ninjam 2. You get 6 character cards as a beginner in Mabinogi now, which means that you can design your character however you want and not really have to worry about messing things up. This page is the race, gender, and age selection. Humans are the most well balanced. You can choose pretty much any talent, and the only thing you lose out on is giant and elf specific skills. Elves cannot use Lance combat talent and are nerfed in melee, but get a boost to archery and magic. Giants cannot use archery, but they get a boost to melee, but are weakened in magic. I would recommend to choose a human simply because they are the most well-rounded, and you can create an elf and giant characters later. You can choose to be a female or a male main character, and start from ages 10 to 17, though I would start at 17 just because you can rebirth younger later, depending on how you want. Your starting stats will also start a little bit higher as a 17-year-old, meaning that you sort of get a head start. Now for the character creation. You can choose pretty much anything you want on this. There are more options, but unfortunately they are premium. They're usually very cheap though, and unlike many other games, they are permanent once you choose them. Although to switch, you will have to pay. I'm going to go with this in the light blue. Yeah, that'll work. And then I will choose those in brown, I guess. It gives you 3 different faces. That one will work. And small lips. Create. And this is my character. The next thing you're going to want to do is create your free 7-day thoroughbred pet. To do this, you click New Pet, click the same server you're on, otherwise you won't be able to use it, and then click Next and give it a name. I'm going to name it Disposable Horse, or just Disposable H, because the rest won't fit. The name is available, so I will create it. This will be for the beginning, although do not worry as you get some free pets very early on. Now then I will start the game. If I could click it right. Now here is the beginning menu. The first thing it gives you was that, though I clicked through it. It basically outlines some of the new beginner services. And this is Neo. Neo is the first person you will meet in Mabinogi, and one of the people you meet most often, as you come to her every time you need to rebirth your character, which will be explained later. Neo also allows you to choose your current talent. I'm going to skip all of her tutorials because it will just be things I'm explaining. Now here's the talents menu. The talents are sort of like classes in other games, but they're not really classes because I would describe them more as outlines. You will get a boost in skills for the training for the talents that you choose. But it appears that you cannot choose any of the hero talents. You cannot choose the adventure talent. And that's all. For the life talents, I would actually not recommend choosing any of them for at least your first couple of rebirths, because they are non-combat focused. For most of them, like cooking or smithing or tailoring, you will need to be able to kill enemies anyway to get the items. Mercantile, you will need to be able to kill the bandits. Medicine, you need to be able to get through the dungeons. And carpentry, they're more for later on. The combat talents are a different story, though. Most of the starter talents are combat talents, but the ones that I would recommend would be close combat, the battle alchemy, pretty much all of them except for music, transmutation, and just music and transmutation. Lance combat too, because you sort of need a base in close combat before you can go into lance combat. These are just recommendations because you can really go through any of the talents in any order you want. But if you choose a bad order, it might slow your character development down a bit. I'm going to choose, since it seems a bit that the hero talents are unavailable, I'm going to choose close combat. That was loud. It shows a little movie. And now I'm going through all of the text. And I'm going to stop at this movie so there are no real spoilers. And here we are in game. As you can see, this area is fairly full of people, despite being a very low population server. That's to be expected. The first thing you need to do is talk to Chief Duncan, as Neo tells you. So you click on an NPC to talk to them, and he will have you complete your quest. Now he wants you to press the Q button, which will bring up your quest menu. I'm going to skip through most of this. Okay. For controls, you click to move, or you use your mouse buttons. Well, not your mouse buttons, the WASD keys. I prefer to click to move just because it's a bit easier, though the WASD can help in some situations. To fight something, you click on it to use your normal attacks. Combat is a lot more detailed than that normally. I will show combat in a later video. But that's mainly how it works. You click on stuff to interact with them, and this game is heavily mouse-based, but you use the F1 through 12 and 1 through equal sign keys to use your skills. Quests are periodically delivered by owls whenever they occur, so you shouldn't really need to worry about missing quests. And that's all there is to it for this video. Tune in for the next one.